Coming up on this holiday edition of Outlook TV. Atlantic fashion from Nova Scotia.
The Andy Warhol exhibit in Toronto.
Ronnie Burkett and the Daisy Theatre. And much, much more. Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay. And this is the Queer Magazine news show with the stories that matter the most from coast to coast.
We are coming to you from the P&E Forum in Vancouver for Winter Wonderland.
But first, we're going to go to the East Coast for the Atlantic Fashion Show.
Ooh, Atlantic fashion. What's that, lobsters?
Lobsters and heels, Rebecca, in Nova Scotia.
So you must be feeling so excited right now. I mean, the show was a big success. Tell us what you're feeling.
I'm pretty tired, but like definitely I'm excited and just like so happy. Like to see happy faces like in the audience. That's the most important. Like to me, that's everything like for audience. Like as a dancer in the past, I just love to please my audience. So just like I see happy faces, so I'm happy, definitely.
Well, we're all very happy for you, and we were so happy to see you mix that, that avant-garde, that high fashion with that, ready-to-wear style. How did you do that? Tell us how you did that.
Accessories, headpieces definitely like helping me to deliver it like, to different level. Even like some ready-to-wear pieces just like look like more avant-garde, and I'm so happy that just like last year it was like more costumey, more like just avant-garde collection. This year I bring like more ready-to-wear pieces, and a lot of people like said like they would wear it. That's like I really like excited about that.
What did it mean for you to close Atlantic Fashion Week? That must be a big deal.
Oh my God, I was so excited. Just like when I got news that I'm closing Fashion Week, but also just like I felt like a little bit pressure, because just like if I'm closing, I have to deliver, like just like make a really like bright show. I hope I did.
No, we think you did, and we think you did really well. Tell us about what you think your message is to the drag community, because we know that means a lot to you.
I think sometimes like I still don't see like as much respect to the drag community. Even like I think like we're fierce, we're fabulous, we're talented. We deserve like more attention. It just and more respect like from the people, because it's not easy to put like all that stuff, all makeup, all that pads, and people sometimes like don't count that. We're actors, so it's just like we deserve like more respect. And I'm trying like with all my art, I'm trying like to deliver more drag culture.
I can see you get so excited whenever you bring up Madonna. So if she could see this right now, what would your message be to her?
I would just like ask, like I'm gay, but I would ask like any gay, like Madonna, would you marry me? I love her, love her. I love you, Madonna.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Vlad. You're so talented, and we wish you all the best next year.
Thank you so much. Can't wait like to please you again. See you next year.
And next up, World AIDS Day in Vancouver.
Ooh, cucumber sandwiches and medical innovation.
We're at the fabulous Terminal City Club in Vancouver for the 19th annual World's AIDS Day Luncheon. Let's go see what's happening.
It's the World AIDS Day Luncheon at the exclusive Terminal City Club. It's our 19th year, and we're here to raise money for A Loving Spoonful today. This year, well, we've got our candy buffet in the back this year, a wonderful silent auction, and of course our fabulous guest speaker, Mondo Guerra. A Loving Spoonful has been in existence for over 25 years, and we provide an average of 100,000 meals to men, women, and children affected by HIV and AIDS in our community.
A It's very. This is a fantastic event for us, and it's a little bit more than sponsorship for us. Our team, our employees and customers are pretty well connected to this organization and also to the cause. So yeah, this is personal for us. So we've been sponsoring it in one way, shape, or form for 5 years. My first time attending. I've heard lots about it. I've been in Vancouver for 20 months now, and so I'm looking forward to it. And any event that has a candy buffet can't be that bad.
And when I was asked to design a print, I designed this really structured, colorful print. I'm from Denver, Colorado. I grew up in a suburb of Denver. I guess I just came onto the scene once I was on this show called Project Runway. I've always been a creative person, and during that experience I came out as HIV positive. And I was just kind of really overwhelmed by the positive response, the feedback from the viewers and the community at large. And so I really took the responsibility to continue the conversation about HIV/AIDS and became an advocate. Did this whole collection that was influenced by Day of the Dead. And for Gap Industries, for World AIDS Day, I did a special t-shirt, and we put it out there, and it sold out in a couple hours. It was pretty awesome, and I always, it's really been amazing for me because I have the privilege of having a crossover between fashion and advocacy, especially because I shared my story so visibly on a, reality show that was focused on fashion, and it's just been amazing. So everything that I really do always has to, give back in one way or another.
And now you're here in Vancouver to be a guest speaker at our World AIDS Day luncheon. Are you going to tell us a little insight of what you're going to be talking about?
Oh, I'm just going to share my story. I think it's really important to be as candid as possible. And, I never go off script. They're always, a little different. I feel like it's really important to honor your truth and speak from the heart, and we'll just see how it goes.
Fantastic. Now, if people want to find out more about you, where can they go?
They can go to my website, mondoguerra.com, or they can visit me on Facebook, just Mondo Guerra.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you. Have a great day.
For Outlook TV, this is Angus Pratt at the Terminal City Club in Vancouver.
We're going to have to take just a little break now, but we'll be back in a second with the organizer of this event.
Now I get to fulfill a lifelong bucket list item to jump around on a bear.
And living your life as a 6-year-old girl.
Well, I have a mommy and daddy, adopted mommy and daddy.
We're here with Wilson Lee, who's the organizer of this fine event.
Welcome, Wilson. Thank you so much for joining us here at Outlook TV. We'd love to know what inspired you to get this event started.
Well, in Vancouver, it seems to be such a wet and cold city during the Christmas time, so I thought that it would be amazing to host an event, especially a family-oriented event, indoors, away from the wet, away from the cold. You're going to have a lot of Christmas shoppings you can done here. There's over 100 vendors that you can actually shop from. And aside from that, we have a performance packed. We have a stage packed with performances, which is amazing. We have like Frozen, yeah, exactly, award-winning choirs, magic shows. Basically a good time for families to come in, do last-minute shopping, for kids to watch performances. And this is amazing snow globe, free photo Santa op. I mean, there's a lot of things to do here for sure.
Wonderful.
So if there was one thing you could tell everybody was the be-all, end-all reason why they had to come to this fair, what would it be?
It'd be definitely the experience, right? Come in to buy things, to shop, to eat, and to really just try out all the attractions. Snow globe, slide, photo op with Santa.
And I heard there's something a little special about that slide, too.
Yeah, it's a bear-hugging 30-feet-high slide, right? So that's going to be pretty amazing.
Fun. I want my picture with Santa. You want to get your picture taken with Santa with me? Thanks so much, Wilson. And now we're going to take you to the Daily Extra.
For some holly jolly updates from Kevin in Toronto.
Today on Daily Extra, queer peaches, the kind that grow on trees?
I came home with no illusion that it would be easy.
And living your life as a 6-year-old girl.
Well, I have a mommy and daddy, adopted mommy and daddy.
I'm Kevin O'Keefe. Here's a rundown of some trending stories from our Toronto newsroom. She was called a fucking faggot by locals, but openly gay Nikuku Masamoto is determined to take over the family farm. You can watch that determination in the film Changing Season. Daily Extra caught up with Nikuko's parents at the Real Asian Film Festival in Toronto.
One of the challenges is agriculture, farming communities tend to be fairly conservative, and they tend to be fairly homogeneous too. I mean, the fact that we came from a different background, being Japanese American, already stamped us as being different in that sense, in our history of our family, immigration with my grandparents and unable to buy land, of course the World War II relocation of Japanese Americans. It was embedded in our DNA that we're going to have to always have a little struggle.
For more info on the Real Asian Film Festival, go to realasian.com. Up next, a new website takes a revealing look into the lives of transgender Canadians. The transgenderproject.com covers everything from transitioning on the job to grieving parents after their child transitions.
One of the real touching moments in the documentary is obviously the scene with your father, and he was so emotional describing your journey together.
I still grieve the loss of my son. I'm gonna take a break.
Yeah, we can take a break.
The website also features a controversial documentary on Stephanie Walsh. The married father of 7 lost her home, her family, and her job when she transitioned. But these days, Stephanie has a new home, works plowing snow, and has found peace. She spends most of her time living as a 6-year-old girl.
We have a great time, and we color, we do kid stuff. It's called play therapy. No medication, no suicide thoughts, and I just get to play.
The website has also been turned into a 10-part documentary series airing on iChannel and OutTV. For more on these stories and other lesbian and gay news, go to dailyextra.com, our Facebook and Twitter feed, and our YouTube channel, Extra Online. For Daily Extra, I'm Kevin O'Keefe.
And we're going to take you now to the new and improved gender-neutral Shark Club.
Ooh, bears and cougars and sharks, oh my!
We're at the legendary Shark Club in downtown Vancouver that's just undergone a 1.5-year renovation, and we're going to go inside and see what it's all about.
When you enter, there's a huge lighting feature, which I'm very proud of. It just kind of draws your eye into the space and kind of draws you into the room. The bar is more about including everyone. You don't want just the men coming, you want the women coming, you want everyone coming. You know, every walks of life to come. Because it's such a big space, it's 8,500 square feet. So there's a private room that we're standing in right now with the original Shark Club sign behind me that we took down from outside. And then there's upstairs, there's kind of like a VIP kind of library, kind of like a men's kind of cigar lounge type feel, kind of casual. Different parties can go up there. And there's also kind of an idea I took from a party I went to, which was a DJ booth that was on a scissor lift. So it kind of goes up and down, and it kind of moves around the space as they see fit, and it's kind of industrial with the room. And then I wanted to kind of talk about the washrooms, which is the big key feature that's making the room most inclusive, where it's all unisex. So women, men, everyone can go in every space. There's different pockets for different people. Some stalls have sinks, some stalls have urinals, some stalls just have the toilets. It's all very combined for everyone. I've been in Vancouver for 10 years now. I'm originally from Calgary, which is where all my family is. I moved out here for design. I wanted to grow as an interior designer and really be someone. So I actually started with Moxie's, which is their sister company, as a bartender, and then I went to school for design and worked my way up to lead interior designer. I always kind of do like a kind of a playful edge on some of my designs, and I actually got my best friend, who's an art director, to Photoshop my dog onto this picture right above here. So just a little touch for a memory of mine to have in the space.
We were obviously a hardcore sports bar in the past. We have softened the edges, is a good way to put it. Our brand is now all about approachability. We're a very social environment, welcoming to everybody, whether you want to watch NFL football on a Thursday like today, or you want to watch figure skating. We're here for everybody. It's all about sports, it's all about hospitality, and at the end of the day, fun. We're very excited to be working with a number of notable bartenders in Vancouver, supporting Shark Club's opening and our cocktail culture in Vancouver. So we as Shark Club, the legend that was Shark Club in Vancouver, really want to honor the cocktail culture in Vancouver. So we've engaged notable bartenders from the city, great names, to each design a cocktail feature for us. And we'll be featuring one of each of those cocktails over the next 6 months.
For OutlookTV, this is Angus Pratt at the newly renovated Shark Club in Vancouver.
We're going to have to take just a little break now.
So I can get ready for hibernation and load up on some festive treats.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
And we're now going to go to Toronto for an Andy Warhol exhibit. But first,
we're going to eat churros.
Hey, we're here today at the Andy Warhol Stars of the Silver Screen exhibition at the TIFF Bell Lightbox in Toronto. Let's check it out. Hey, I'm Owen Shepherd in Toronto for Outlook TV, and I'm here with John Davies, who's managing curator of the Andy Warhol Stars of the Silver Screen exhibition at the TIFF Bell Lightbox. Hey, John.
Hi.
John, can you tell us what's your role here as managing curator?
Well, TIFF invited me to become involved in the project a couple of years ago and to work with the Andy Warhol Museum in Pittsburgh and their curators to put together this exhibition here in Toronto and specifically focus on the moving image works, so the films in the show, the TV episodes, and the video artworks like the Factory Diaries.
Well, Andy Warhol had such an eclectic career. How did you decide what to include in this exhibition, and are there any particular pieces that that stand out for you?
Yeah, the kind of organizing idea for the show was really bringing together his vast collections of Hollywood memorabilia and kind of images of stars alongside his own artworks, so works in screen prints, drawings, moving images, and we really saw that kind of interest in the star as something. It was really a great way of showing how he was absorbing what was happening in kind of mass culture, but then also creating his own stars, like through the performers who would appear again and again in his films.
John, what are we looking at here?
This work is from a Warhol series called Myths, and it's from the early 80s, and we really want to show just how this interest in Hollywood and its stars really carried it throughout Warhol's career. And so this is the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz, and she was included in his series of myths, and we think she's kind of one of the most iconic images from Hollywood that Warhol was really drawn to.
Here we are at the replica of Andy Warhol's screen test machine. Andy Warhol did say that everybody gets their 15 minutes of fame. For Outlook TV in Toronto, I'm Owen Shepherd.
We are standing in front of the original Woodward's Bears, which if you are a Vancouverite, you know the import of bears. Bears, bears. It's been a lot of bears.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's not only a theme here at the Winter Wonderland Festival, but it's also a theme of my dreams.
Ah, your dreams. Hey, you recently had one come true, didn't you? The Daisy Theatre interview you did.
Yeah, that's right. I got to go down to the Culch Theatre for the Daisy Theatre that is being put on right now, and I interviewed creator and performer Ronnie Burkett. I'm here at the Culch Theatre on Victoria Drive, standing by a miniature set, a multitude of strings, and 40 marionettes. What is this? It's the Daisy Theatre, and I'm about to interview the creator and performer of it, Canadian artist Ronnie Burkett. Thank you so much for meeting with us, Ronnie. My first question for you is around the Daisy Theatre. It is returning to Vancouver, and what can viewers expect to see? How has it evolved from the last time?
This is our third time in Vancouver, and as with the other incarnations, we have returning characters who come in every show, and we have new characters as well. We have Mrs. Clara Dribbles, who's a drunken society lady. We have a new lounge singer, Tony Roboto, and returning characters like Edna Rural have whole new backstories, whole new adventures. Edna has come to Vancouver to break her trans friend, Helgar, out of a nursing home in Coquitlam to take Helgar back to Alberta to live with her on the farm.
Now, what made you decide to make the Daisy Theatre unscripted to begin with?
It was around the same time that I was realizing puppets are best when they're provocative and a little under the radar, like the old Punch and Judy man used to be. I wanted to have a little more freedom to engage with the audience in a real-time way, and a vaudeville show gave me that.
Your inspiration, from what I had read, comes to become a puppeteer came from sources such as the work of Bill Baird and the World Book Encyclopedia. What was it about these that inspired you so much?
When I was 7 and I opened the World Book Encyclopedia to puppets, there was a picture of Bill Baird and his wife, and I looked at this 2-page spread and I thought, that's what I'll do for the rest of my life. It was insane, but I think in that moment, that 7-year-old understood that here was a form of theater where you get to play and you get to make characters and you get to write and you get to do it by yourself if you want. So it appealed to all the things that little 7-year-old was interested in. And at the same time, Bill Baird's puppets appeared in The Sound of Music, so that kind of sealed the deal. So then I bullied him for so many years. He hired me at the age of 19.
Wow, so you got a chance to work with him.
I went and worked in his theater in New York City when I was 19.
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be amazing. And do you try to integrate queer content into every one of your performances generally?
I don't try, but you know, the interesting thing about my career for many, many decades has been that the bulk of my audience, the major part of my demographic, if you will, have been straight theater goers, and I've always been a flaming queen with his puppets. So, you know, they've kind of watched me grow up politically. You know, when AIDS happened, I wrote Street of Blood. My whole career, before it even became a talking point in society, has allowed me to be fluid with gender and with age and with stereotypes. So for a queer person, while you're trying to find your own identity in that outside world, this little realm up here let me play with all the identities of male and female and animal and child, and it's been the most freeing form of play I think I could have ever found.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this first December edition of Outlook TV. Thanks so much for joining us.
And remember to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and if you'd like to volunteer with us, send us an email.
Oh, we'd love to have you. And we've had a great time here at the Winter Wonderland. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay.
Stay fabulous, Canada.